I remember being around coworkers. Well, the easiest way I can say it is shady, manipulative, lazy idiots. At the time, I just didn't understand how necessary it was for me to be there, to build character and toughness, but not be contaminated. The purpose of the Un-Convoluted Hierarchy Podcast is to help you better understand your work environment as I break down my own experiences as mid-level management of road construction. Greetings, navigators, and welcome to the very first episode of the Un-Convoluted Hierarchy Podcast, the Can You Relate series. I am your host, Kenny Rogers. Go ahead, I'll wait.
His name is Kenny Rogers.
Anyway, in the Word Up segment of the show, we introduce a new word or a word hardly used in everyday speech. Word up. Labyrinth, an intricate combination of paths or passages in which it is difficult to find one's way or to reach the exit. In Greek mythology, the labyrinth was an elaborate, confusing structure designed and built by the legendary artificer Daedalus by request of King Minos. The labyrinth's function was to hold the half-man, half-beast, the Minotaur. Daedalus so cleverly designed the labyrinth, it almost was inescapable for the creator himself. Don't forget to order your copy of the Un-Convoluted Hierarchy Workbook to help you navigate your work environment. The link is in the bio. As mentioned in the intro, the purpose of the Un-Convoluted Hierarchy Podcast is to help you better understand your work environment as I break down my own history and experiences as mid-level management of road construction. And believe me, after over 20 years, I have some really good and some very bizarre stories to share that you probably can relate to. Nevertheless, the construction industry is a really good occupation to be a part of. The primary benefits, you can actually make really good money. From laborers to superintendents on the contractor side, and from engineers to junior inspectors on the construction engineering inspection or CEI side. Moreover, it's not hard to get in the business. Even if someone isn't the most motivated individuals, they will always be able to get a job in this field. Trust me, I've worked with some outstanding people, and I've worked with some that made me wonder if they were good for anything at all, anywhere. And I'm talking about from the top to the bottom. Every single level of the hierarchy. It's an ongoing scenario where you may meet entry-level folks who are outstanding, intelligent people to the upper levels, the so-called leaders that make you ponder how in the world did they ever become showrunners. I remember being around coworkers. Well, the easiest way I can say it is shady, manipulative, lazy idiots. At the time, I just didn't understand how necessary it was for me to be there, to build character and toughness, but not be contaminated. Side note, sometimes the work you're in is easy because you've spent years in it and now you can do it with your eyes closed, so to speak. I remember years ago, I was assigned to a new project with an already somewhat established team. Thankfully, I've always been really good at knowing who's personable and who's the snake, just by looking at a person. At the time, I just didn't understand how to navigate difficult environments filled with vampires. I'm going to tell you a story based on what I've actually experienced, and probably not out of respect, but as a courtesy, I'll change the names of the people I've worked with, and maybe I'll let them chime in from time to time as a reenactment of my work experiences. So, let me introduce you to the team. Okay, Maya is a secretary. She mainly functions out of fear due to her experiences at work and at home. The combination of the two definitely affects the other, making almost 100% of every day miserable for her. Maya's wretched unhappiness was evident the day I arrived on my new assignment, as she literally argued over the phone. It's probably personal. It's really hard to perform when you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Even when you pretend, it is easy to see you're not okay. I was shown around the well-lit, nicely decorated office that I later found out was filled with darkness. Then I was introduced to Victor, the senior project engineer. He looks like a politician, and we all know how slippery politicians can be. Victor is no different. Then we have Javi. Javi is mid-management of the road inspection division. Remember when I said there are so-called leaders that would make you wonder, how in the world did they ever become leaders? Javi is a fine example of what I mean. He is a naive snake that actually believes his elementary efforts of manipulation will actually work. Sad thing is, it actually does. I'll tell you about the other guys another time, but the person I have to tell you about can't wait until later. As we are being cordial and sharing fake pleasantries, all of a sudden, everyone's fakeness became real as they rolled their eyes and looked to the floor. What? Well, I don't know if you believe in angels, demons, benevolent spirits, malevolent spirits, the things usually unseen, but you can feel their energy when they enter the room. Yeah, that just happened from the demonic variety. Lord help us. Well, I wanted to see what everyone else never wanted to see again. So I looked in the opposite direction of their eye line to see Doug. Doug is a senior level bridge inspector, but like having the devil's hand up the backside of a puppet, he runs the show. If Mr. Webster would have included photographs with the definitions of narcissist, sociopath, psychopath, and devil, he probably would have included a photograph of Doug. Again, Lord help us. All of the people I've introduced to you, I'm willing to bet everyone listening put a face of someone you actually know with the description. But here is the hard part we don't often do. When you see things you don't like in others, are you humble enough to see if you have those things in you? I'm out of time, but here is a clip of what to expect in the next episode of the Un-Convoluted Hierarchy Podcast. Beware of the people who spew hate and negativity about people they say they don't like. But when you see them together, they pretend. They pretend to be friends. It's easier to keep up with new episodes when you click the follow button and turn on notifications. Remember, my fellow navigators, circumstances don't change. You do. See you next time.